Jeez.
Hey guys, this is a Flat Cap Cafe Racer. We're going to let you sit in on a meeting here today. Shh, it's top secret. Don't tell my wife. Guys, we got Jeff Massey here. He's the owner of the bike we went out and did the record with. Bill's our crew chief. He's here. And we were going to talk about a little bit about, can we do anything for next year, or we're going to a little bit farther down the road, you know, because we got the nice world record here on trophy here, so it'd be nice to have two of them, wouldn't it?
True. Yeah, very true.
Well, since these motorcycles are triples, maybe we need three.
I don't think my wife is that enthused about another effort. But I just want to know your feelings, primarily your feelings, because it's your bike, and there's some things that, you know, if we run in a different class, there's some things that we can do for your bike or to your bike. And what's your feelings on going back and racing in another class? Because we talked about a little bit at the end of last year.
I've been thinking about it, and I think it's an interesting thing. I would be up for it. I did check my time off, so what I accrued, because I'm still employed, unlike some other people here that have a little more free time than I do.
I know the people.
I'm still employed, but my plan is to be retired by sometime in June.
Oh,
Maybe May if I accrue the right amount of hours.
You could be unemployed by that time.
Well, that's the whole idea. That's why I'm gonna be done by August. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Okay, I thought you had or were just about ready. But I'm good on the time. I'm kind of was thinking about what would we even do to the bike, because I mean technically,
good question.
If we did what we did this year and just had the windscreen on it, they said we'd have to run in streamlined.
Yeah.
And I'm even wondering, do we need to change the tires? I don't think I put 1,000 miles on those tires. I mean, maybe we do just to be on the safe side, but they're still looking brand new.
Well, in my mind, we need more power, and streamlining would help also. And so, whether or not we could, what would be the class that we would go into, Jerry?
Grab that little one over there, that little black and white one.
This one here?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll be going into the 3000 MPS G. That's the class we'll be going.
So modified, partially streamlined gas.
And just like he said, if we put the windscreen, even maybe even a larger one or smaller. I think a larger one would be better. I think the smaller one just gets you into the class, but I think the larger one would be helpful.
Right. And that's where I was going with this. If we were going to be in partially streamlined, then we would be open to the larger screen that gives you something to tuck behind.
Well, let's be honest here. And it depends on what we're going to do to the bike, what we want to get out of the bike. We know that we can get just like it sets, if setting it up just like we had it, maybe with the windscreen on it, we can get 152.
Right.
I feel comfortable getting 152.
Right.
And I feel uncomfortable them letting us run to 175.
Here, Bill.
175. So, in order to get higher horsepower, to get a lot more speed, we need to drop a little weight and get about 15 or 20 more horsepower.
Okay.
Now, when we do anything to your bike, it's going to have to be something that you kind of like.
Right.
It's not going to be like, we're going to make something that you go, oh shit, I don't want this on my bike.
Right.
So, if you think that the exhaust system you guys were talking about, if that would be something, we could do that. There's you have a tune on it right now.
Right.
But we will probably need to get it on the dyno to tweak it.
Right.
Now, I don't have anything to do, and you're soon not to have anything to do. So you do have something to do. So
Right.
maybe Bill and I could take it, if we got a pipe on there, it cut the weight, give a little bit more horsepower, and maybe bump us up to 157, 158. I don't know that it would give us any more than that, but I think I'd be safe to say it would give us 3, 4, 5 miles an hour.
Oh, you
more.
don't think we could break into the 160s?
Look at the record book has guys with superchargers not getting but 160.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm with you.
So that's 200 and something. They're 200 something horsepower. So I think with his bike, I think we could get high 150s, 157, 158, 159. If we hit it right, maybe we might get 160. But with just 20 horsepower and cutting the weight down, now that exhaust system on your bike weighs a ton.
Right. Yeah, it's got some.
So
yeah.
we'll pick up 15 or 20 pounds at least from the exhaust system. So the exhaust system, they're pretty expensive though, aren't they? I mean,
Well, Paul hasn't released the price yet. There's a thread on the Rocket 3 forum that talks about the Vendemon, and then there's a lot of conversation with Paul Bryant on that thread. I sent you an email with that link.
yeah, I did see that.
And
And I've been chatting with. Yeah, Paul's the one in New Zealand, right?
Paul Bryant.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I just posted what he replied because he said about a month, a couple weeks ago. He said about another month he should have it released.
So how long has it been since you've corresponded with him?
2 weeks,
Okay. And what did he say 2 weeks ago?
about a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
And then he said, and I might be able to talk him into a tune. Just, I know he said he doesn't like to do it because it's not right, but it's like, well, if you could get me one, I understand it's not right, but it's in the ballpark, and
then we can take
We
it.
can tweak it.
yeah,
Yeah, we were Jerry and I were discussing whether or not we would want to go back up to the dyno tuner that I've used for mine a couple of times up in Washington, or one of the guys out at the track was telling us about a tuner that he's used that's down in the Salt Lake area, and I thought about, that might be a better option because the elevation similarity to, Salt Lake and the Salt Flats, where, when you go out to where we go in Washington, we're basically at sea level.
right.
So it may
Is
get
that the two-wheel dyno guy?
two-wheel dyno works, yeah, out in Washington.
Well, his reputation is really good.
Yeah. Oh, his reputation is awesome.
We don't know about this guy in Salt Lake City.
We don't. We'd have to do a little more discovery on the Salt Lake guy.
And will he do a Gen 2?
He'll do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't mind going a little. Here's the part where we can kind of kick in and help. I'll take the bike out, my expense, out to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to kick in on the dyno part of it, the transportation there and back, and
The dyno is going to be $500,
Okay.
maybe more.
Mhm.
Okay. It was $495 when we did mine. How many years ago was that, Jerry? When we took it out there, 2 years, year and a half.
not that long ago.
Yeah. And I think he's still somewhat near that price.
Well, we need to damn sure to make sure it's.
Yeah, we'll get a price from him.
I want to make sure it's
Right.
damn de-restricted on the.
Yes, we
top.
cannot have the speed limiter in place. But
Which the program I have will do that. I've got it licensed to me for that VIN, so I can.
eliminate that.
Yeah. So even if they have a tune that they do and they can't do it, I can load it in, remove it, and then load it back into the bike.
No, at the Dyno Works, they basically just take the tune that's in your bike
Mhm.
and
Oh,
tweak it.
so then that would, if I could get one from Paul, I load it in, I can remove all that stuff, load it into the bike, and
Yeah.
then they can adjust it from there.
That's
They
right.
already have all the
Yeah,
That's
stuff
right.
removed.
Right. So it'd just be the
You'd have his
fine
tune
fine
plus.
tuning for the exhaust system. So anyway, I was saying in the Vendemon thread that someone had mentioned that that they thought it was going to be that Paul's system was going to be $3,000, and Paul came back and said, "Oh, my system won't be anywhere near that." But he hadn't come up with a final price. And I actually chatted with Paul several months ago, and he was saying that he wanted to make it just right before he puts it out, and it might take him, at that time he said it might take him a few more months, but it's been a few months, so that latest correspondent that you've had with him is a good update.
Yeah. He said he was going to send pictures too, but he hasn't sent any pictures.
Okay. I did find a picture of his prototype, and then also a picture of a prototype that they actually took out on the road and road tested. It's in that same thread. It's a nice looking system.
Mhm.
It's not fancy or anything, but it's very clean looking in my eye.
Right.
It's to the point. There's no, like some of the ones that have all those slip joints and springs and odd bends and
And honestly, I'm okay without I've seen some where they have like triple outlets stacked, or they're good. I'm okay even if it just goes three into one. And
That's what Paul's doing. It's just a single pipe. Now
Yeah.
he will, like when he built my system for my 2.3 liter rocket, it was my choice to have 2 pipes or 1 pipe. So I chose to have 2, 1 on each side.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll build you any muffler that you want.
Right.
Whether you want it longer, whether you want it shorter, whether you want twins, he will build it any way you want. And I personally think that the longer muffler is better than the shorter muffler.
Right.
And you kind of can see that with the exhaust pipes that Jerry got for racing for his Thruxton. Those pipes are long. Those mufflers are long.
They are, but like I said, we wanted to make an improvement, but I think the main thing here too is if you're going to invest money on the thing, it's something that you want to leave on the bike.
Yes,
Right.
right.
So
So you got to like what
Right.
you pick.
you got to like it, because as you said, we can go back, put the windscreen on, and we can run. We're not going to run any faster really, but we can duplicate that run in a different class.
Right.
But I think we ought to run a little bit faster. And the cheapest way I know to run faster is reduce the weight and maybe
A little
the
streamlined.
Little streamlining.
streamlining or the pipes. That's about the cheapest. It's a horsepower adder.
Right.
So if we add horsepower, because we got RPMs to run out there, I think we can get some speed. So I don't want to go crazy with your bike. Just, in fact, we don't have to move the foot pegs.
Well, I had thoughts on that too.
Okay.
I saw one where somebody built some pegs for it without the controls. What if we just bolted pegs on, we had a second set of pegs?
You
You're only
can't.
allowed to have 1 set of pegs.
Oh,
So you
okay.
could put pegs in a different place, but you have to take the other
Others
pegs
off.
off.
Oh, okay.
Now you could leave the brake pedal and the shifter there,
Yeah.
but the pegs themselves would have to come off.
Pegs have to come.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, the biggest issue I had, my worry was the same worry I had with the other Rocket 3, is it didn't allow me to let the bike move underneath me. Your bike really doesn't move a whole lot, so I'm not that concerned.
Okay.
It helped me embrace me, but if we have a little windscreen, that will help me a little bit.
I think moving them back to where we had them before would be beneficial, though.
I don't know that it's worth the trouble, because that was an expense to do that.
Yeah, that one wasn't too bad, and I just had them do it because they were also wiring in everything else. We could move them back ourselves. There's just a collar in there, or a extra piece in the shifter linkage that we would just take out, move back.
Oh,
and
so
put
it's
together.
already set up for the 2 different positions then?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But your shift assist is not. When you move it, it's
No.
not going to work.
No, that's what he's talking about.
No. If we move it back, okay, not move it to mid point.
Back to where we had them.
Yeah, if you go to midpoint, then you've got the shift assist. You got to reprogram and all that, because it goes from a like an upshift is a
Okay.
compression instead of a extension. But just keep leaving them forward, and we just move them back.
The
how
2
they were.
inches,
Yeah, I can do that. We can do that easy.
and it doesn't mess up the quick shift.
No, because it's still running like compression or extend, whichever one it is.
It's still the same direction,
Yes.
right?
Okay, we can get to the fine details on this. I
Okay.
think I probably want to get at this time is kind of go over some dates here. Speed Week in 2025 is going to be August 2nd through the 8th. If we go on a Monday, it would be August 4th through the August 4th, 5th, and 6th, so they'd be the nights, and the 7th would be the day we would come back. That would give us 3 days. Now, the other good part about this is
You said it's 4th, 5th, 6th?
if we be
On Monday.
Monday's 4th, Tuesday's the 5th, Wednesday's the 6th, and we could come back on the 7th or run. Now,
Right.
remember, we don't have to have a teardown.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we don't have to have a teardown. So that gives us, we can actually run on Wednesday instead of trying to tear down on Wednesday.
Right.
So we could actually get, if the tires, and that's why I'm only thinking maybe we do the tires. If you get a tire machine, you can always put the tires, you can always put them back on some other time.
Right. And I do have a tire machine, so I could.
Yeah, it's not like you're throwing them away. You can wear 'em
It's an expense, but it's also something that you can use later on too. So
Right.
I would, I'm going to try to get with Jim and see if they would go ahead and balance the tires like they did. I paid for it last time. Maybe they'll do it free this time because they're not going to have to put the bike back together.
Well, I actually have a tire balancer now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
High speed or just static?
Just static.
Oh, okay. And you
Because
know
even
what?
if you still want to do it, I want to try to balance them first and see how close I get.
See how close you get, right?
Yeah.
And that's a good experiment. We should do that. And you know what? I might even need tires by then for my Rocket, and mine's the same size, so
Oh,
I might be a customer for your used tires.
So
there you go.
You think,
Yeah.
are we all in agreement that we go like on a Monday,
Yeah.
I
Go
think,
down
I
on-
think that's the best way.
go down on a Monday,
Saves a lot of tacos.
and it saves a lot of money on the rooms and stuff. We don't need a big crew because we're not doing a tear down. If we want to, your son wants to come or Woody wants to meet us there.
Yeah, Woody would like to come again.
I've got a nephew that wants to come, but he'll come on his own dime.
Okay.
Okay. As far as I'm concerned, I'll pay for my stuff going down there. All my gas and stuff like that. I will pay to take the bike out to the dyno. I like some help with the dyno though, because if it's $600, that's going to be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Tires. I think the only thing else we'd have to do really is put back the steering dampener on the bike.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's not going to be tough. We saved all the parts for that.
And we got BNI membership is due by 1st of May. Entry form is due by the 15th of May. Hotel reservations usually middle of March. And I've already got the sticker for the different class change. Really, we don't need a whole lot. Thank Skinny and them wants to give us their little canopy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Who?
Skinner, the dealership.
Oh,
General
a Triumph
Yeah.
canopy. Nice.
so we could take that down there, but really, I don't know that we're going to need it.
Well, you can set it up. It'll look good.
Yeah, we could take some pictures and stuff like that with them,
Yeah.
but can you take your truck again?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that we even need your trailer. We're not tearing down.
Yeah, but it's good to have with all the junk we're going to take.
Well, that's another thing is,
Do we not need all the stuff that we've been taking?
we don't necessarily need an air compressor because we're not tearing anything down.
Well, we might want to alter tire pressures.
Well,
We
I
got
have
a-
a little battery-operated
I
air
have-
compressor.
I have one in the van also.
Oh, okay.
So we
Yeah.
can alter air pressure. I mean, think about what we actually are going to do to the bike. We'll rinse it off. And that's about
So
it.
between your van and his pickup truck and the trailer, we could probably get everything we need, gear-wise.
Yeah. And even if we wanted to take the compressor, I mean, we could put one in there, but I just
What
don't.
about the generator?
If you don't have the compressor, you don't really need a generator, do you? We're not tearing
Well-
anything down. We don't need the fan. We don't need a generator for the fan. We don't need a generator for the compressor. I'm just saying,
I get you. I hear you.
it's lighter. We don't have to take as much stuff. We don't have to unload as much stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be much easier to do this time than it was the last time.
Or we just take, oh, I guess it'd be hard to take your trailer.
Yeah, we need his trailer for the pickup and delivery out on the salt. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, otherwise we could just take that down if you're worried about enclosed stuff, and that's the only one we take.
Well, that's what I like, the enclosed, because then you don't have to, you put it all in there. You don't have to worry about it being stolen from,
But we're not gonna have a lot of stuff to steal. I mean,
We're just not going to have it.
Right.
So I want you just to kind of think that, mull over, and if you come up with some different things that we'd need or something we'd need to take another trailer, then I say we could do that. But remember, if we're not tearing down, really.
Well, yeah, and that was part of the reason for my
Trailer.
because we were going to have to bring it home, torn
Right,
down,
right.
and we didn't want it in the wind.
Yeah.
We wanted to protect it.
How's your wife feel about you, spending another? It's probably the biggest expenses you're going to have is probably the entry form. I don't know how much the hotel was last time.
that was like 1,000 or. Trying to think.
We do it all in one room, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did we have 4 nights or 3 nights?
We had 4, but I got,
You got a refund on the final night?
yeah.
Oh, good.
So we'd only have really, right now, 3 nights: Monday, Tuesday,
and Wednesday. Yeah. We know that's all we would need.
So, say the hotel's 1,000, then the tires would probably be another $800, 1,800.
I suppose 700.
Okay, I'm just going.
Something like that.
Exhaust maybe $2,000.
I'm gonna probably say at least 2,000 because mine was I had mine chromed, so there was a lot. That was a lot of extra money for mine. So you're not gonna go with chrome. You're just gonna go with hot seat or whatever he has.
Yeah.
Jet hot or whatever he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You gonna go with black or silver?
I don't know. Probably silver, just because black shows everything.
well, I think
But it's easy to paint again if you need to. You just get your barbecue paint out.
I mean, if we don't get the exhaust system, do we still want to go?
Well, if we don't have another 20 horsepower, in my mind, we're just going to get another. Well, we'll get 152, maybe 154, something like that. So it's
Yeah.
really his call on that.
I would be okay with it because I still think looking at the data, I think we weren't in 6th gear on that first run.
No, we were in 6th gear.
With the RPM and the speed, I don't think we were.
Now the RPMs is like, like I said, I lost probably 500 to 1,000 RPMs on wheel slippage. It's still slipping.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So-
well if we were losing that much, then yeah, we were.
We
But now
we're
part of
gonna
it-
lose that, and I've lost it on the 2 Kawasaki's. I lost it on the first Rocket 3. We lost it on yours. Not as bad on yours as the other ones.
Now the difference too would be, okay, it was like 104 when we ran, or whatever, 103.
102.
102.
The first time.
So
Yes.
I remember you said we lost 22% of our power.
Yes, we did.
So, but the next day we get to run early in the
Yeah.
cooler air, and we ran 152.
Yeah.
Well, if we said, okay, we want to run again throughout the first one, we'd get another early morning run when we could run in the cool air.
Right. Yeah, because if we get down there on Monday and we run Monday afternoon and it's hot again, and we get 100 and whatever,
But
we don't have to take that as our
but you have to go in to the area. You have to go in. Then you can say, "Hey, I think I'm going to waive my first run." But you have to go in.
Oh, you have to go into impound.
You
and
have to go into impound.
start the Okay.
If you don't go into impound, then you're automatic. Then you don't get that morning run. the second day.
Oh, right.
You got to go in.
right.
So
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
can go.
That's brilliant, Jerry.
Then you can go after your second run. They offered us, and we need to make sure that they're still on with this. Hey, after we make our second run in the morning, we want to throw out that first run. We want to make another run in the next morning.
Right.
So that's the way we get the 2 morning runs. But
Right.
you got to go into impound. So we
Gotcha.
really need to make a run
On the first day.
on Friday,
Yeah,
on Monday.
Monday, right.
So we can go into impound, so we can get a good run, a cool air on Tuesday.
Right.
But I'm okay with not having the exhaust. If it comes down to the money part of it stuff, I'm okay with that. But I think we need to try to get the exhaust, if we're going to do it, get the exhaust, then we can schedule a time. And I'd like for you to schedule with the 2-wheel dyno guy, because you know him, and then kind of schedule with me on when I'm available.
When we can travel up there.
I'm only in this summer. I know that in June I've got about 10 days in June I can't, 12th to the 22nd I think. But other than that, I can travel, and maybe we can both go, or I can go by myself. It doesn't make any difference. We load it up, we take it out there. You don't have to pay any of the gas expense and stuff, or anything for trailering it out there. We'll do that. You don't have to pay my gas expense for going down there and trailering a bike. You don't have to pay my BNI. I'll pay for my trophy, and if you want a trophy this time, birthday boy, you can pay your own. I bought you one, I ain't buying you another one.
Okay.
But I think, the first thing is, okay, the commitment to go, but, if it doesn't depend on the exhaust, then we can still go, unless you get a problem. But I think we can up it, but I would like to up it closer to 160 than where it is right now.
Right.
And my thought was,
Because that'd be about 10 mile an hour average up.
The big thing for me is still going to be just kind of budgeting and just so
Well,
whatever you guys can help.
well, I'm willing to put a little bit of money towards the exhaust system
Okay.
to help out with that.
Okay.
Not a whole lot, but a few $100.
Mm-hmm.
I can do
What,
that.
what about hotel rooms?
Oh yeah,
like-
I guess I could put money towards hotel room.
Or just something, just to kind of help, because I can't afford another $6,000 to.
Yeah, I understand. And that's why we're trying to keep the expense down. I do think I wouldn't keep the expense down on the tire, so I'm a little worried about that.
And that would, to me, would be cheap insurance.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cheap insurance. So the $700.
Now I wanted to say something about tires.
Mm-hmm.
The Bridgestone Excedra Max is a 55 series tire instead of a 50.
Oh yeah, because it's supposed to help make the speedometer about right.
Well, but more than that, it's physically larger,
Right.
so you actually gain a few miles per hour per RPM.
I don't think that's going to matter though. I think ours is just pushing through that air is more.
And another thing is, I don't want to go add another variable into this, because we know these tires new will hold up.
Oh yeah, that was the other question that I was going to bring up. But I don't know how well it would perform on the salt.
Yeah, I think
We know this tire performs on the salt.
I think
Right.
I think we can lower the air pressure down just a little bit from where we had it,
A little bit less.
a little bit less,
Okay.
and we get a little bit more grip. I can push it much harder at the very beginning than I did. Yes, it's going to spin the tire, and yes, I know the RPMs are not going to match up what it should.
Right.
That's the way it is, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Right.
Because with that bike, with so much torque, just anything in it just spins. I mean, it's just anything out there. It's spinning. And now that I know how it behaves, when it spins and it's not wobbling or weaving, I don't have any problem in turning it up sooner.
But be gentle on that initial launch.
I will. I'll be gentle, but I think we need a. I was gentle, really gentle the first time. The second time I was more aggressive, but I think I could even be more aggressive in third, fourth, fifth, sixth.
Okay.
And the bike's gonna spin, but I can get into the, that's fine. And well, because we had, to be quite frank with you, we had more room than we needed out there at 152. The only thing is, the wheel was spinning and there was so much air pressure against it, I still couldn't get the wheel it still wasn't hooking up. It might have hooked up in 10 miles, it wasn't hooking up in 3. So I think we can do better. I don't think we invest a lot of money for more horsepower.
Right.
I don't think you invest anything that you're not gonna use.
Right.
So if you can help out a little bit on the thing, I'll help out a little bit on the dyno, and I'll take, I don't know how much it's going to take it out there. It's a day's travel. And
Yeah, what did we spend one night at Steve's house when we went up there with mine?
Maybe we could spend the night at Steve's house.
Yeah.
And the freight. So this would be basically gas cost and the dyno.
Yeah, I mean, as many times as they've stayed with us, I'm sure they would let us stay with them. I mean, unless something odd was going on.
Yeah, Steve's the state. So
Yeah.
So if you get the pipe and you can get a tune from him, that will help. But if you don't get the pipe, you get the pipe, but you don't get the tune, I think the first thing we do is take it up there and get a dyno.
So what's available I know there's a Power Bronze larger windshield for the Rockets, but I'm thinking that's too big. But that might be the way we have to go, and then cut it down ourselves.
Right.
And maybe add a little support for it so it doesn't fold back on the gas tank.
Right.
Or smack me in the face.
Yeah, but I'm not aware of anything that's, like these folks here. I was talking to Jerry about what if we split that and figured out how to make that fit on your bike. We're not sure that would work either way.
There's
Yeah.
no tie-in points on your
Yeah.
And this particular,
that's the hard.
then that particular company has since gone out of business.
Yep.
So I imagine somebody's got something sitting somewhere, but how do you find it?
I think we're getting again into the, yes, it would make it better and it would make it faster, but it's also gonna make it out of budget.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
So-
point. Yeah, right.
I think a windscreen and a pipe
Yeah.
is our
And a tube.
adders
Right.
in the tires, and that's our adders.
And the nice thing too is all that, we don't have to drill holes and nuts. We already have,
No,
everything's just,
I didn't even have to
Full.
drill. I didn't even have to drill a hole to put the steering dampener on. I was able to use that molded hole that was there already, and
Yeah.
I just put a spacer in there, and
Yep.
it worked perfect.
so getting it, all that stuff is gonna be like about a day project cause it's all,
Yeah. it's
take this
pretty-
off, take the.
We got the
connector.
battery strap already.
I
You
would-
saved all those
yeah,
parts, right?
Yeah, I would like to take the tail part off again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but now we know all this stuff, so it's just
Yeah.
easy to,
Okay.
here's a connector, and here's.
And we already got a plug for the wiring.
Just don't
Yeah.
let me take the rear pegs off.
Yeah.
Somebody else do that. But, so I think the first thing is to get the pipe and get it in. Then we'll set up the dyno.
Mm-hmm.
Then once we get the dyno, then we'll know how much horsepower we got. We can set our expectations. Because we can actually use that little formula that we had, and we can set it in there. So when we go up there and they ask us how much we think we're gonna run, we say, we think we're gonna run between this and this. Because remember, they ask us, how do you think you're gonna run? Okay. If you let us limitation at 175, again, I guarantee you we won't break that, and I guarantee you we'll probably be, like 7 miles an hour faster, or 5 to 7 miles an hour.
We called it pretty good. We gave them a really good estimate when we told them where we thought we were.
And
gonna be.
that should help too because I know they were worried, if you're gonna run faster, no, don't run. It's like, yeah, we're not even close. There's no way we're gonna.
Well,
We're not going in there with bull feathers. We're going in there with truth.
so
Yeah.
the shortest thing we have on here is the hotel reservations in mid-March. So we need to have the pipe on its way or something by mid-March.
So, what's your total you got so far? If we say, okay, $1,000 for the hotel, $2,000 for the pipe,
It's 3,000.
$500 for the dyno,
Well, let's go 600.
600 for the
That's
dyno.
3,600.
We've got
800 for the tires.
800 for the
It's
tires.
4,400. Then the 700 for the entry fee.
No.
That's 5,100.
Yeah, I'll cover all that.
Then that's
Probably 250 in fuel, just down and back, I'm guessing.
yeah.
Yeah, because we won't need my car, so if we don't need my trailer, that'll save a lot of fuel right there, because
Yeah,
pulling that trailer
trailer.
just
Yeah.
kills your fuel mileage.
So I think we'll be significantly cheaper than last year.
Right.
Significantly cheaper. We won't be having downtime when we come back.
Right.
Putting the bike back together and stuff. And like I said, the 600, the dyno's like, you actually figure that's probably about 800 or something, because it's going to be a couple $100 going out there and back. But like I said, I'll take care of the going out there and back. I can kick in some on the registration.
Okay. Well, I could pay the registration. I'm more even just help with the hotel rooms and help, because I mean it'll help. Like, okay, if I buy a set of tires, well, if you're going to buy my used ones, that'll help
That offsets that.
offset some of the costs.
Yeah.
Are you going to buy us used ones?
If I'm ready for tires at that point, which I could be,
Okay.
I mean, we're talking.
I didn't realize they were the same size, but yeah,
Yeah,
those
they're the
tires,
same size.
they look brand. I mean, they've got maybe 1,000 miles on them.
Well, let's see where you're at come May. Maybe you only have 1,500 miles on those tires.
I don't think we take the risk of those guys if it's got like brand. Remember, he focuses in on this. We got brand new tires.
Yeah. I
Okay,
think,
so we got to get brand new tires.
yeah, I think
Okay, all right.
I think the amount money we're putting in to get down there, to just say, well, let's save on the tires. That's not the place to save.
I got
Yeah.
you.
But we want another one of these, folks. We want another one of these. We just want a different class and a little bit more speed.
Right.
Yep.
And I think I'm not going to get greedy. I think 2 will do.
Yeah.
2 will do.
Join me and my friends at Flat Cap Cafe Racer for riding and racing. Please subscribe.